Yep. Well, this is the picture. I was My interpretation of this book is a little different after I've went through probably about 10 different reviews and going through the background and stuff on it and looking at interviews of the author. I feel like the main vein of the book is value. Um,
I survived today, which means I cried again. Well water found a home against the lining of my invisible smile, but I hung in there. Placed a ritual in a chamber made of waste, but I released differently this time. Lost my reflection within the chipped glass that used to look back at me, especially in the mornings. I wasted my time staring into nothing because nothing lived in this mirror. I was the nothing she had always told me I would be. So I survived again. Choked myself back into hell's kitchen. I bent my impossible into ain't gonna cry no more. Have hurt me for the last time. Look past what I couldn't have become, past the burned bridges that I had to cross once again. I had to check myself. Look into the mirror and snatch the pink slip before I signed it. It left me bare, naked. Staring down the insecurities I've learned through a scorned woman, I didn't realize what she'd done to me. Manipulated me into my own skin. I became everything she said. Even taught myself to believe that failure was my badge of honor, that I could do all things through a God who never heard me pray. She made me a fool, forced me to call for help after I couldn't hold on anymore. I almost died this time. Has several brought back with me. Should I do it or not? And never once did she say no, just no, don't do it. Instead, she left me drowning in what I thought was a gasp for air. A funny bone flirting with danger, but I survived again last night, praying the same prayer I've always prayed. And now I guess I'm still here. But nah, I ain't right.
Woo, Ja.
You like that one, Shane?
Yes.
That was awesome. I love that.
Whew.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
This is a poem that it's off topic, but it's something that I had to work with that I'm still working with. Dealing with family and stuff like that, and relationship between parent and child, and yeah, just this poem just kind of is made for today, I guess. Son, listen. I too have the same scars. I know we haven't earned them, but they were still handed down, made as a rite of passage before we even began to walk, before our voices could form the words we've held on to. And the only thing we could do was cry out a noise that sounded like God could hear us pray. I would never leave you, son. In fact, I've always been here, holding up the block like a dope boy. I know you are familiar with this term. I heard it like a morning smile that you always wore. You see, there's still sunlight in your breath, my son. Still a way for you to see what freedom feels like, my son. Please think of your sisters. Think of the mothers that bore each of you. They've got a way of handling you, son. You should wait for it because it's coming. Slowly, but still quicker than you think, dear son. You don't need that kind of approval. Don't need that kind of dance off. They've already learned your rhythm, just like mine. You see, they've packaged it perfectly, made it street side available, and they didn't ask your permission. Never summoned your mom, and I know damn well they didn't ask me, but son, you did not need their approval. Still don't need their approval. Don't need to wonder where you fit into this equation. You are the one they've been waiting for. Watching you flower pot everything that they want to control. They chase your fancy like cotton candy. Made it fit into the tiniest jean pocket you could find. Son, don't let them fool you. See, you don't need that image. Don't need to play donkey for warmongers. Son, you are not a damn cowboy. Rodeos have never felt you breathe on your weariest night, so don't let them tell you. Don't make them hear your name in those bedrooms or those dorm rooms. I had to learn these words to tell you. Had to see how chocolate hearts have become delectables. They ain't gonna see you coming, not unless you sing for them the way they want you to, unless you scurry under the landscapes that built on your backsides. I know it feels good, feels normal, feels like a pair of fresh kicks and a fitted cap, but you should find your own crown, son. Polish it until it blinds them. I already know you had this light. I saw it glow when I saw your first smile. They ain't found a reason for your kind. Can't find magic to fit into your toy chest. Can't you see men love toys, son? Even smile when they make noises that other people can't hear. I don't have all the answers, son. Don't care to find them. In fact, but I need you to know this. That image, the one you portray, will never wardrobe you perfectly because you, my son, you shine like a perfect sun. And your image will always blind them because you are my perfect son.
Let's go. Yes, Jah. Wow.
Oh
Wow.
my God, that was so wonderful. I love
Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry.
Oh, I wish my dad
Ooh.
loved me
You
like
won't cry.
you love your son.
I'm gonna say this, and I want all of y'all to listen to this. Something I had to realize with my dad. I'm not gonna be long about it. My dad was turned into a heroin addict at 13. 13 years of age, shooting heroin in his veins with a needle. And I had to think, what would I have done in his shoes? Would I have even survived in his shoes? Right? And so there are paths that our parents walk and paths that we walk that somebody else would not have made it through. So what would you have done in that path, in your dad's shoes? You don't know. And so we have to only accept what we can digest, and what we can't digest, you know what I mean? Just take your hands off it because it doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to you.
And that's been
It's
a
like
thing.
sloughing all that generational trauma.
Yeah.
You know, breaking it.
That's been a thing I've had to face, like this, through this whole experience as well, is like what is mine to carry and what's not. Like, what is my responsibility to my family and what is not my responsibility? Like, you know, and that's hard to navigate, especially if you're in a family dynamic, or you find yourself in a family dynamic where like there are no roles anymore, because it's just all right, here we go. There has to be a moment when the butterfly busts from the cocoon that feels like coming undone. I am 90% sure it doesn't even know it has wings until it beats them together. A fit for fighting life, doesn't even realize it's a rebirth, just survival to claw through what it's wrapped itself in. There has to be a moment where vanity isn't a thought, where flight was never a notion, just light at the end of a tunnel. And maybe that's why moths are so attracted to it, the light. I have lived so many lives that I know what growing pains wings can make of you, what cocoons can shape you, what pinhole bust throughs feels like breaking, that beating new appendages feels like beating yourself up and in. And there are so many praying mantises who like to mimic these wings, paint eyes on their arms to hold you, to suck your light dry. But butterflies, moths, those who break down to become free, they know beauty isn't in vanity. It's in the gasp between the beat to realize they've broke free. It's not about what they are trying to be. They say they can remember being a caterpillar, even after their atoms become unglued in goo, reformed back into something new. I know the first foot out feels the sting. I know the first wing stretched feels like a gift. I know miles farther than the first flight feels like someone else's body. It's only when the first flower blooms from your feet, pollinated by belief, you understand what you've now become, that this new self is yours. I know the realization feels like coming undone. Again, even that long out of the wrapping cocoon, there is still a bondage when you realize what your transformation was. That's the real moment when you become freedom. All right, y'all.
Yeah, man, Shane, that just made me mad. I just wish I wrote that shit. Like, wow.
This is about a breakup or like how to navigate choices within a relationship where two people want different things, but one is like willing to sacrifice and the other doesn't think that that's fair. Okay. I could have opened up that door when you walked out. I could have let you seen these reasons running over, spilling down my face, and stopped you in the parking lot. I could have told you I am having a hard time turning the wheels in my spurs without a statue to lean on, and sat you back here till your foundation cracked completely, and we would have ended up ending it later on in earthquake dust, cupped it to our wounds as an ointment. Rust is the color of resentment. We would have tromped off in different directions with more ease than standing here at 4 p.m. on a Thursday, looking at each other with eyes like broken gargoyles, trying to protect the historic building we constructed. I could have taken you up on the offer and told you that where we were going was into hell, and I wasn't sure if we would make it back intact, and you would have went. I could have taken advantage of your sacrifice, but it probably would have been a form of sacrilege. I could have told you that your love had been handed as a cult, an oath to whoever it is you think I am or was. I could have told you that individuality is a lie, and I am more than my descriptions, but it wouldn't have made any difference because we humans still keep trying to find connections in the wrong places. It's all this junk in our arms, or all these representations, all these ideals and hopes. I don't know if any of us really know who we are. I don't want to go down that road of how can anyone love anyone, but I know they do, and I know I love too. I could have told you that if it helps to make a monster out of me, slay my name for your freedom. But we both know that's not how these pages were written. It's harder for us, always has been. Soldier to sworn friend, sworn in, a battle you never intended being in. You got all this glass shattering in your face, and I can't stop the shards from digging in. I'm sorry that it's like this. All right. Ooh.
Ooh, girl.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you need to read that. Really want to share this one. It's new. It's newer. This was a writing prompt that Midnight gave me, and I did this poem in 20 minutes. And this is titled To 12-Year-Old Me. Lukewarm coffee sloshes around my mouth, down into my body, the same body that harbors my 12-year-old self, stiff and stuck in the stuffiness of this darkened adult life. I miss you, little girl, young lady. I could use your shining light. I know you wait and wait and wait for someone to tell you it will be all right. that things get better, that you long to know the end already. I know you just threw down punches for the first time in the hall during the bell. I also know you had no choice. I wish I could tell you the bullying would stop, that this would be the last time you'd have to stand up against hate. Sweet self, you cannot ever give in. The bullies will vanish when you move to high school, and you will need to speak beautiful into your soul again. For you are worth it. You will forever change the way you allow others to find you, love you. I wish I could say there's a happy ending, but self, we are still sitting on the windowsill, watching, waiting, wondering if love even exists for us at all. Because love is not the touching you will live by. Bargain away bits of your body since you know no other way. Love is not the crying you will live by, throwing away so much of your time since you know no other way. I wish I could say at this age and space in life that I have the answer, that I found the solution for forever, but you know me, and we are honest. So honestly, I don't know how this ends. But when you sit on the cold tile pantry floor, you will survive. You will not die that day, nor many more to come. There is so much work still to do. You will grow to love the grind of working on yourself, of loving others despite always being left behind. Never quit pulling your quiet voice up from your throat. Oh yes. One day, sweet child, your voice will banish the beatings and haters. Your voice will soothe and quiet your sweet children. Your voice will be for justice and peace and love. Always reach for your dreams and things you have yet to know in this precious life. So hold on tight, hero. Don't give in to the darkness. Stop thinking of ways to escape, because I need you here in the coming years. Yes, I need you. Your children need you. Your friends need you. For all the places we will go, people we will meet, things still left to do, left to learn. But most of all, remember, you matter, and I love you.
I'm gonna make tears come out my face. Oh, I love that poem.
Gonna make your
Marissa.
eyeballs sweat.
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
Like I need another cup of tea.
We should just rip it wildly apart. The plan for our lives. Those ubiquitous dreams sprung from youth. Doctor, athlete, writer, maybe even president one day. Perhaps on that note, don't delay, but lighter than that, should there be no plan at all. We befall failure and fate, raked against the coals of our adult winter, ever spoiling our preoccupation with plans. I demand life be fair. I demand life be long. I demand life be love. Simple child, you will grow up too fast to be seen, realize it was all a dream. So go on, pull out those notions of where you were, scan over them one last time, find the past scrap between your hands and bend that time, sever it in one slicing slit, hear it rip, then again and again, tear and slash and gash the past, all your ideals, all your expectations, all of their expectations for you. Be true to you now, today, tomorrow, each day.